Oh yeah, chapter 15, section 4, the percent equation. This is a really good day. You know why it's a good day? Because before, we used to solve percent problems using a table, and it's really good to understand proportionality, but it's even cooler to use equations. So this is gonna be fun. How can I solve a percent problem using an equation? Makes sense. Okay, key idea, the percent equation. It's a special equation. To represent A is P% of W, use an equation. A is equal P% of is multiply W. In other words, everybody, a part is equal to some percentage of multiplication, the whole. Okay, so if you had a 30 question test and you got a 50%, it was really tough. Maybe it was a math test. It's one of my bad tests. You have 50%, you would do 0.5 times that 30 to get the 15 total questions you got right. So why don't we jump in and actually see what this looks like in an example, which is always the most fun thing to do. I'm sure you guys are as pumped as I am. I am. This is rad. Okay, how can I use an equation to find the part of a number? All right, man, let's do this. What number is 24% of 50? Now, what we have here is basically what we had before. This is a table. It just looks a little different. You have the percentages on top, as you can tell by these awesome percent signs. And 100% is 50 because you're finding the percent of the whole. And I don't know if you remember this, but of means the whole. And so you have 100% is 50. We want to know what number is 24%. That's close to 25%. So this will help us estimate that 1/4 of 50 is about 12.5. So we should get a part of about 12.5. It's always good to estimate to know about what you're looking for when you actually do this. But let's actually think about it from just a mathematical perspective, an equation perspective. What number? Whenever you say what number, that's the same as a variable. And if we're using the percent equation, we start with A. Oh, whoops, is equals 24% of 50. Well, of is multiplication and of 50. The thing is that 24% and 50 are not in the same number form. This is a percent with the percent sign, 24%, and this is a decimal. So we're going to use D2P. 24% is really 24 hundredths, so that's 0.24. Whoa, I really didn't leave myself space. That's great. All right, so in this case, solving the equation is easy because the variable's already by itself. Like if I, whoops, that was supposed to be a line down the middle. If I put a line down the middle, I don't need to do anything to both sides. I don't need to use the properties of equality. I can just simply go 0.24 times 50. Now I would use my calculator on my computer, but it really doesn't work well, so you're not going to be able to see what I'm doing, but it's just 0.24 times 50 is 12. And that's close to our estimate of 12.5. So we're good. All right, so 12 is 24% of 50. Is it reasonable? Yes, because 12 is close to 12.5. When we say a number is a percent of a whole, the is means equals. And wait, are there two L's in equals? Why don't you tell me? I think there's only one. Am I losing it? I am. This is quarantine right here. Equals, and of means multiplication, just like it has in the past. Okay, so, man, how many letters are in multiplication? Woo! He's still going. He's on the 10, he's on the 5. Okay, say you had a 50-question SpongeBob test and you received 100%. 100% on a 50-point question? Or a 50-question test? What would your score be out of 50? Well, 100% is 50. Yay. Say you had a 50-question SpongeBob test and you received a 0%. It was a tough one, all right? It was just not your day. What would your score be out of 50? 0. That's right here. 0 is 0%. 50 is 100%. Since 25% is 1/4 of 100%, when we find 24% of a number, we can roughly do so by dividing by 4. That's how we got from 100 to 25, 50 to 12.5, we divide by 4. Awesome, everybody. Well, that's the end of part 1. I'm going to be back for part 2, because that way if I make a mistake, I can refilm only part of the video instead of the whole thing.